What's up, YouTube? This is MathWiz97 and welcome to episode number 69 of my WWE 2K17 Universe Mode. We are coming hot off the heels of a hellacious Payback pay-per-view, and we are kicking things off with a man who is looking for answers here in Phoenix, Arizona. That is, of course, none other than AJ Styles. He's going to be opening up the show. He is set to call out Samoa Joe. He's just been furious, pacing around in the locker room, backstage. Tried to get a word with him earlier today, but this man is he's just unapproachable at the moment. It was last night at the Payback pay-per-view that AJ Styles seemed to be closing in on a potential World Heavyweight Championship victory. He had just hit Cesaro with a phenomenal forearm. Cesaro did manage to kick out, but before Styles could do anything else to capitalize, it was Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson who made their way down to ringside. And, well, AJ Styles told him to back off. He told him not to get involved in the match. He didn't want any help. But what happened? Well, Styles turned around, got hit with a European uppercut, a Swiss death, managed to kick out himself, but then Gallows and Anderson, well, they rushed the ring, they attacked Cesaro, caused AJ Styles to lose via disqualification. So not only did AJ Styles not win the match, but he had absolutely no opportunity of winning the World Heavyweight Championship. And because, based on the decision, it was not Cesaro who lost by disqualification, it was AJ Styles. So that effectively killed his number one contender's spot, as it were. But who was the man behind it all? Well, that was Samoa Joe, and that's who AJ Styles was looking to call out tonight. But before he can even grab a microphone, Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson are hitting the ring, folks. The club are in the building, and knowing their track record, they're not here to have a civil discussion, if Payback was any indication. And AJ Styles 2-on-1. Well, we saw what happened at Payback when Gallows and Anderson were able to capitalize on an injured Cesaro, and AJ Styles, worn out competitors. You can see it. Styles never got an answer from these two. But tonight, AJ Styles, he says because he's not worn out, that he can take them both on himself. Well, we're about to put that to the test. No, we're not. Because Cesaro just jumped the barricade coming in from the crowd, the club backing down. And there's the COO, the interim Raw general manager, Triple H. And it looks like Triple H has, well, this is of course our main event for this evening. It will be AJ Styles and Cesaro teaming up to take on Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson. Well, no Samoa Joe, no answers from him so far. And then you want to speak of matches that are being set in place. Here's another one that was announced earlier today. It'll be Sheamus taking on the Lone Wolf, Baron Corbin. And you want to talk about the story from Payback. Baron Corbin turning his back on Seth Rollins, assaulting him and just leaving him basically for dead in a match, well, a handicap match against the Revival. Well, we'll touch more on that situation later on, because here's another man who made his mark at Payback. Randy Orton, of course, scoring the win over Finn Balor in singles action. Randy Orton, he had been down on his luck as of late, suffering loss after loss on the big stage. Think about it. At WrestleMania, he was pinned by AJ Styles. He had a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship at Extreme Rules, but he was unsuccessful on that occasion as well. But Orton was able to snap his losing streak with a victory over Finn Balor last night at Payback in Chicago. And tonight, Randy Orton coming out for more singles action. He's looking to continue to ride that wave of momentum. Perhaps try to ride that wave of momentum back into the World Heavyweight Championship scene. I'm not exactly sure what the Viper has on his mind. He has defeated Balor, but I guess that's what we're gonna have to wait to find out. What is Randy Orton's next objective, or is he even done? I suppose he's not done with Finn Balor. I had a feeling after that match at Payback that this situation wasn't over. Well, Randy Orton has given Finn Balor an ultimatum. He wants the demon. He wants Finn Balor to unleash his inner demon. Otherwise, he says if Balor can't do that, then he should just go back to Ireland. Wait a minute. You've got to be kidding me! Well, look who Randy Orton's opponent is here tonight. That's Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander making his debut here in Universe Mode. Well, I was not expecting this. I had on my lineup sheet that Randy Orton would be in singles action, but I didn't have an opponent listed. I suppose that's why. Triple H bringing in some new talent. It wasn't too long ago that we saw TJ Perkins make an appearance during the Tyler Breeze Gorgeous Open Invitational about a month or so ago. TJ Perkins, we haven't seen him since, but this could perhaps, I'm wondering if, is something happening here? First we had TJ Perkins show up, then on Mega Main Event we had Ty Dillinger make an appearance. He made his impactful debut with a win over Tyler Breeze. And now Cedric Alexander's out here tonight on Raw. Are all of these events connected? I'm sensing a pattern here. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe, that's my job, right? To just create the speculation, to just, get everybody riled up, because that's my job, right? I'm supposed to stir up all the rumors and all that stuff. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but hey, I don't care. I'm excited, but Randy Orton's not too excited about the debut of Cedric Alexander. He's very unfazed by Alexander's appearance, but look at Cedric Alexander off the ropes. Massive splash, and he hooks the leg on Orton. 1, 2, no, just a kick out at 1 by Orton. But you cannot deny that Randy Orton was unprepared for this matchup. Like I said, we didn't even know who Orton was going to be facing here tonight. All he knew was that he was competing. For all he knew, he could have been facing some random Joe Schmo. But this is no average Joe, folks. This is Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander, very impressive. Oh, but Randy Orton with a European uppercut. I'm going to cut Cedric Alexander down in his tracks. I feel like I just mixed two phrases there, but it's all good. Randy Orton just clotheslined Cedric Alexander over the top rope, and he's having fun out there at Cedric Alexander's expense, as Orton's got him up in the air and slams him down straight into that concrete floor. And Randy Orton, he doesn't care who he's facing tonight. Randy Orton, he is the rookie killer after all, as he has dubbed himself. And as I've said in the past with Randy Orton, he thinks Finn Balor's a rookie. Finn Balor is no rookie. He's been in this industry. Now, maybe I haven't done my proper research on this, but if I recall correctly, Finn Balor has been in this industry even longer than Randy Orton. Randy Orton, he's been in the WWE longer, yes, but Finn Balor made his... Wait a minute. Look at Randy Orton with a superplex. A massive superplex to Cedric Alexander. But the point I'm getting at here is that it doesn't matter how much in-ring experience you have. Randy Orton, if you have been in this company for less time than he has, he considers you a rookie. That basically seems to be Randy Orton's, his whole agenda. He considered AJ Styles a rookie. He considered Samoa Joe a rookie. And now he's giving Finn Balor the same treatment. And undeniably, he's giving Cedric Alexander the same treatment here tonight. Not a very warm welcome on the part of Randy Orton. And you can see Randy again just mocking Cedric Alexander, just throwing his arms up for that signature pose of his. Randy Orton is in the zone. He knows he's got full control of this matchup. He's just relishing in it. As Orton now with a DDT spikes him off the canvas. Now Randy Orton pounding the canvas. He wants Cedric back to his feet. Could he be looking for an RKO? Perhaps not. Either way, it was countered. Cedric Alexander drops the Viper. Look at this. Crucifix. Shoulders are down. 1, 2. No. Orton manages to kick out, but Cedric Alexander's starting to kick it into another gear. He's starting to mount the comeback. Randy Orton whipped off the ropes. Alexander ducks underneath. And a leapfrog over the top. And Cedric Alexander, Hurricanrana, and the shoulders are down yet again. Does he have him? 1. He might have him 2. Does he? No. Kick out again by Orton just before the 3. And Cedric Alexander with a full head of steam, tossing him over the top rope. Randy Orton's in trouble. Cedric Alexander off the ropes. No! What a maneuver there by Randy Orton. A bit more athletic than we typically see from him. Randy Orton able to catch him with a kick to the skull, but no, Cedric Alexander gonna prevent Orton from getting back on the offensive. And ultimately, that counter from Randy Orton doesn't do him much good because Cedric Alexander drops him with a sunset flip, but choosing not to stick for the pin on that one. Instead, Cedric, he's gonna climb to the top rope. He's got something else in mind. Randy back to his feet. Oh, but he's really close there. Cedric able to fight him off, and oh, what a clothesline by Cedric Alexander. A massive dive off that top rope into the pin. 1, 2. No, but Randy's able to kick out yet again. You can see Cedric Alexander is frustrated. And making his debut here on Monday Night Raw, Cedric Alexander he's out there giving it his all. But even then, Randy Orton. And it's going to take a lot to keep the Viper down. Let's look at Cedric Alexander with what I think was a springboard clothesline. And the referee blocking our camera shot. Great work, camera crew. I shouldn't be throwing insults like that around. That's how I'm going to get my paycheck cut. But let's just move on from that as Orton able to counter out of that suplex attempt. And now Randy Orton with a knife edge chop. You can hear it echo throughout this arena. As Randy picks him back up to his feet, and he's going to line him up for another vicious chop. And again, picking Cedric Alexander to his feet. Oh, and there's another European uppercut on the part of the Viper, but it's Cedric Alexander able to counter it into a jawbreaker. And now Cedric, wait, Randy might have him up there. No, wait, Cedric got him with a Hurricanrana yet again. Has the legs hooked. The shoulders are down. 2. But no. Randy kicks out yet again. Cedric Alexander has him on the back foot, but he just can't quite put him away. No matter what he pulls out of his arsenal, no matter what he hits him with, Randy still has more left in the tank. But Cedric has got him up on that top rope. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Randy Orton the counter. Got him with a headbutt there. Nothing pretty about that, but Randy Orton drops Cedric to the canvas off that top rope. And now Cedric's a sitting duck. Randy Orton, he's got him in that signature position, looking for some vintage Randy Orton with that spike DDT. And Cedric could be out like a light. Randy Orton drags him away from the ropes to the center of the ring. Could cost him valuable time. We'll see if it does. 2. And indeed it does. Cedric manages to survive for just a little bit longer. As Cedric stumbles to his, well, attempting to stumble to his feet, but Randy didn't let him get that far. Cut him off with a pass. And now Randy, another European uppercut. Cedric staggered, but he stays on his feet. Cedric now fires back with a strike of his own. Caught him with that kick. And now Randy Orton, no wait counter. Orton now ducks underneath. Oh, but look at Cedric. Look at Cedric. Look at Cedric Alexander with a, he had that handstand backflipped into a head scissors takedown there. And now Cedric is really heating up. Randy Orton does not have an answer to this. Cedric Alexander scaling to the top rope. He's looking to take yet another high risk. Look out, but no, but Randy able to step out of the way. And now it's just a slugfest. Cedric got him with a forearm. Randy got him with an uppercut. Cedric counters with the jawbreaker. Now kicks him straight in the midsection. Cedric, oh wait, no, Randy pulled down the rope. Cedric ran at him with a full head of steam. Tried to clothesline him over that top rope perhaps, but Randy pulled down the bottom rope, or the top rope rather. And Cedric went head over heels to the floor. And now Randy Orton's got Cedric Alexander all over that barricade with that inverted suplex. And now things are not looking too good for Alexander. Randy Orton has turned the tables. Just knocked the wind right out of him. And now Randy pounding the canvas. He's lining him up for that signature RKO. And Randy crawls into the pin. 1, 2, 3. And just like at Payback, Randy Orton scores the win off of a devastating RKO. And for Cedric Alexander, I talked about TJ Perkins earlier. Cedric Alexander meets the same fate, no matter how impressive he was. He just could not overcome his opponent tonight. No. Randy Orton's got a steel chair. Come on, Randy. You've won the match. Well, Randy, he said he's going to show Finn Balor. Well, he's going to see if Finn Balor can overcome his inner demons. Randy Orton. Wait a minute. There's Finn Balor. Finn Balor making his way down to the ring, coming to the aid of Cedric Alexander. And now we truly will see who is the greater demon. Is it Randy Orton, or is it Finn Balor who clotheslines Orton over the top rope? Manages to save Cedric Alexander from certain disaster there. And this fight between Orton and Balor's not over, but wait a minute, look at this backstage. A bit of dissension between the Outcasts here. Well, I was wondering what the fallout of last night was going to be. Of course, in that Fatal 4-Way, Jack Swagger and Sin Cara came to blows. And, well, I guess this is the result. Jack Swagger not very happy with the way that Curtis Axel runs things within the Outcasts. And as quickly as Jack Swagger joined the group, he leaves. He's done. He quit. He's done with the Outcasts, and, well, he has challenged Curtis Axel to a match next week. So we'll have to wait to get an update on that situation. But right now, we've got more singles action as the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus, makes his way to the ring. He is set to take on the Lone Wolf, Baron Corbin, in singles action. Of course, Sheamus, he has had a run-in with Baron Corbin once before, all the way back at the Royal Rumble, where Sheamus and Corbin were working together. They worked together, looking to eliminate Mark Henry from that matchup. But just as Sheamus was looking to toss Henry over the top rope, Baron Corbin snuck up behind the two men and tossed both Henry and Sheamus. So Sheamus seems as though he has not let that go. We know that Sheamus is a man who holds a lot of grudges. And certainly there is going to be no love lost between these two men. Sheamus, very frustrated with his current situation. I mean, the move to Monday Night Raw has not treated him very well. We saw him take out his aggression on Seth Rollins a couple of weeks back, gave him a concussion, which certainly played a role in Seth Rollins' inability to overcome the Revival at Payback, and even before then. But Sheamus, he still has struggled to pick up those W's, to pick up those victories. But perhaps tonight he's looking to correct his losing ways with a win over Baron Corbin, which is going to be much easier said than done. Because Baron Corbin, the only loss on his record was via a forfeit. That was, of course, at WrestleMania. Baron Corbin, the infamous moment where he no-showed his United States Championship title defense against Curtis Axel. And, of course, after that, Baron Corbin was suspended for 60 days. I mean, that truly is... You could argue, is that too heavy a price to pay? But it is WrestleMania we're talking about. It's the grandest stage of them all, and Baron Corbin no-showed it. He didn't want any part of Curtis Axel. He didn't want to bother himself defending against what he probably considered to be a worthless opponent. I mean, Baron Corbin, we know how Baron Corbin just views the entire locker room, really. I mean, Baron Corbin definitely views himself as one of the superior athletes in that locker room. And I mean, you've just seen his track record. No one has been able to pin this man or make him tap out. Like I said, his only loss was via a forfeit, and that's because he didn't show up. So, truly, nobody has actually beaten this man. Axel may technically hold a victory over Baron Corbin, but he didn't defeat him. He didn't have to work to overcome this man. So Baron Corbin, now that he's back, he has cut ties with Seth Rollins. What is his alliance with the Revival? We're not not too sure on that situation as of yet. But right now, Sheamus isn't concerned about any of that. He went for a running axe handle to the face, but Baron Corbin was able to dodge it. Got him with a punch of his own. Yeah, Baron Corbin, he's all business tonight. He doesn't care about Seth Rollins, doesn't care about the revival. He's just focused on destroying Sheamus in that ring. And if he hits him with a few more clotheslines like that, this matchup might not last too much longer. He's got him now with a boot to the midsection. Sheamus in a bit of trouble as Baron Corbin clobbers him yet again with a punch straight to the face. As Sheamus stumbles to his feet. I don't know if you want to get into a brawl with Sheamus, but if anybody could hold a candle to Sheamus, it might be Baron Corbin. But right now, that is not the case. Sheamus looking to cave his chest in with these vicious strikes. And now another punch right to the side of the head. And of course, Sheamus, he doesn't give a damn about these people. He doesn't give a bit. I mean, really, he only cares about himself. And tonight, he wants to get his revenge against Baron Corbin for the Royal Rumble. And we'll see if he can do it. Right now, he's putting up a good case that maybe he can. As Sheamus now drives the knee into the chest, right underneath the throat of Baron Corbin. If he had driven that knee a little higher, he might have just crushed Corbin's throat. But of course, the referee's got to keep a close eye on that. As Corbin now backs Sheamus into the corner. Baron Corbin now hammering away, continuing to pummel Sheamus in that corner. Now look at the strength of Baron Corbin. Tossing Sheamus over into the opposite corner. As Corbin now picks Sheamus to his feet. You can just see the size of these two men. These two men, I mean, they're some of the tallest. I mean, and certainly when it comes to superstars in this WWE roster, not too many can dwarf Sheamus in size, but Baron Corbin comes close to it. He's right now Sheamus. Oh wait, no. Sheamus able to roll away from Baron Corbin. Whatever Corbin was attempting, he didn't get any of it. And Sheamus takes him down with a couple of strikes. And now Sheamus flips him over. He's looking for that Texas Cloverleaf. He's got the legs crossed over and now cinches it in. Baron Corbin all tied up in knots in this Texas Cloverleaf. He's trying to crawl to the ropes. Can Corbin make it? Can he power out of the submission? Sheamus has got it locked in deep, but Baron Corbin, just with pure strength, just able to force Sheamus to break the hold, and now look at a massive clothesline over the top rope. Sheamus spills to the floor, and Baron Corbin's going to join him. Sheamus stumbling to his feet, but Baron Corbin's going to help him there just so he can toss him straight into that barricade. And now Baron Corbin, he's going to hang him out over that barricade, hang him out to dry. Massive boot to the side of the skull. And these two men, definitely, they know how to brawl in that ring. Well, in this case, outside the ring, rather. But Baron Corbin right now, he's got Sheamus in the palm of his hand. Sheamus is certainly been... Well, wait a minute, counter, curse of the commentator. I was about to say that Sheamus had been backed into a corner. But Sheamus able to counter that attempted powerbomb into a back body drop. As now, Baron Corbin, he gets hit with a headbutt, and now Sheamus back body drop yet again. Sheamus now off the ropes, axe handle to the back of the skull. And now Sheamus is heating up. Sheamus is starting to kick it into a higher gear. As now, he's got him hooked for a suplex, but instead just tosses him away. Sheamus now just trying to manhandle Baron Corbin, which is not an easy feat. Right now, Sheamus is giving it his all. He's giving it his best shot. Oh, wait a minute. Counter by Sheamus. Baron Corbin looked like he was starting to turn things around, but Sheamus with a counter, and now battering ram shoulder block. Straight off that top rope, right into that massive frame of Baron Corbin. And now Sheamus, he's got the Lone Wolf reeling, and he's looking to break him in half with that Irish Curse backbreaker. And this could be the beginning of the end for Baron Corbin as Sheamus in the corner. He's thinking, bro kick, no! Was looking for the bro kick. Baron Corbin able to dodge it. And now just tosses Sheamus. Just tosses him like a rag doll. And now Sheamus trying to get back to his feet, but Baron Corbin is lying in wait. Baron Corbin measuring his opponent here as he lifts him up into the air and drives him down with a Falcon Arrow. Nearly drove him through the canvas. Things are not looking too good for Sheamus. The tables have certainly turned. Sheamus whipped into the corner, and another massive clothesline from Corbin. You can see Sheamus just gasping for air right now. He is in dire straits, folks. And again, Corbin floors him with a clothesline. Baron Corbin with this relentless assault right now drags him to his feet. And after another knee to the midsection, he's going to go for another one of those Falcon Arrows. And that's just what he connects with. Sheamus, does he have anything left? Baron Corbin, he's proud of his work. And now Baron Corbin is looking to go in for the kill. Sheamus is out on his feet, out like a light. Baron Corbin's got him. End of days. And the hook of the leg. 1, 2. It's elementary. Baron Corbin. He has just ended Sheamus in this matchup with the end of days. And Baron Corbin, it seems as though the time off from his suspension has not hindered him in the slightest. Perhaps a little bit of ring rust in this matchup tonight, but even so, Baron Corbin had little to no trouble dispatching Sheamus. I mean, Sheamus put up quite a fight. You could chalk that up to ring rust, but Baron Corbin, I mean, disposes of Sheamus. You can see Baron Corbin, I mean, he is still on the warpath. He's not done by a long shot. We saw Jack Swagger throw down the challenge earlier this evening, and I can now officially confirm that next week, Jack Swagger will go one-on-one with Curtis Axel on Monday Night Raw. On top of that, the former United States champion Adrian Neville will be cashing in his rematch clause against Sin Cara. And in a final bit of news, Samoa Joe will be in action next week on Raw. So while he's at it, maybe, just maybe, he'll spill the beans about why he did what he did at Payback. Who knows? But he will definitely be in the ring for singles action next week, so stay tuned. Well, we had some big announcements in store for next week. Samoa Joe will be in the building. Will we get an explanation of his actions? That's what we're going to have to wait to find out. But right now, it's main event time. And the phenomenal AJ Styles has graced us with his presence. He's set for tag team action, teaming with the World Heavyweight Champion, his opponent from last night at Payback. That's right, it's going to be AJ Styles and Cesaro taking on Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson. Very interested to see how this matchup plays out. I mean, Styles and Cesaro only 24 hours ago they were enemies. But now tonight, they have to work together as allies. I guess we'll see how this alliance plays out. They do have a mutual enemy in the club, but again, you think of the teamwork that Gallows and Anderson share. I mean, these two were a destructive force all over the world. I mean, the club, they've built up a reputation as being one of the most dominant factions in professional wrestling. You cannot knock their teamwork, but with AJ Styles and Cesaro, this is the first time that they're really working together. They're not going to have that same connection. They're not going to have that same unspoken chemistry that Gallows and Anderson will have. And perhaps that could be the difference maker. They may be superior as far as, pure ability goes. You cannot deny. Look back to that match at Payback. Cesaro and AJ Styles are two of the most gifted athletes in this company right now. But as far as teamwork goes, you have to give a major advantage to Gallows and Anderson. And we'll see what's it going to come down to. Is it going to come down to pure ability, or will teamwork win out in the end? That's usually how these tag team matchups play out, but you never really know. You talked about, perhaps some not unstable, but some shaky teamwork. It was at last night at Payback that Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns were able to defeat the Wyatt family, despite the fact that they had not joined forces in over a year. But that was through a divide and conquer strategy on their part. They had to split Rowan and Harper apart to negate that teamwork. So is that going to be the strategy from Styles and Cesaro here tonight? We'll just have to see how things play out. But there you see they are. Two of the men responsible for the massacre that took place at the tail end of Payback. And that is, of course, Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson. Samoa Joe not here tonight. AJ Styles will not get his answers from him yet. But maybe AJ Styles can beat some answers out of Gallows and Anderson here tonight. I'm sure that's what Styles has on his mind. That's his game plan going into this. Cesaro's just kind of caught in the middle of all this. I mean, Cesaro's the world champion. He was just defending his title like a champion is supposed to. But then you have Gallows and Anderson getting involved. You have Samoa Joe getting involved. Cesaro, he's basically just along for the ride at this point. And AJ Styles was clearly the man that... I mean, what exactly was the club's intent? Was it out of pure malice against AJ Styles? Or is there some other objective? We know that Samoa Joe desperately wants to win that World Heavyweight Championship, so is that the ultimate goal? Is AJ Styles just caught in the mix of all this? I mean, we can't say for certain. We have not gotten any answers from Gallows or Anderson or Samoa Joe. So for right now, it's all speculation. Oh my god, Karl Anderson just caught AJ Styles with a European uppercut and then took a cheap shot on Cesaro, knocked him off the apron. And straight off the bat, it is Karl Anderson just going to town on AJ Styles here. And now got him in the corner, Anderson looking to stomp a mud hole in AJ Styles. Cesaro back up on the apron now. But Cesaro's not going to take cheap shots like that unless... I mean, you'd really have to provoke him to get him to do that. But, I mean, Cesaro, he's got to have some sort of faith in AJ Styles here tonight. Of course, that will come down to the shaky teamwork. We don't exactly know how these two men are going to work together, how well it's going to play out. Because right now, Karl Anderson is measuring AJ Styles. No, wait a minute. AJ Styles able to block the punch. And here comes AJ Styles. AJ Styles is lighting him up with a phenomenal blitz. And just like that, AJ Styles turns the tides. Karl Anderson now on the back foot. AJ Styles floors him with a clothesline. Delivers with a kick to the back and now off the ropes. A beautiful, beautiful springboard moonsault right there. Styles into the cover. 1, 2, no, just a 1 count. Anderson quick to kick out, quick to get back to his feet, but AJ Styles was quick to knock him right back down. You can see Anderson trying to scramble to get to his feet. Styles just will not have it. Oh, there you see again. Styles almost helping him to his feet, only to kick him right back down. Styles is telling him to get up, bring it on, why are you not standing? Perhaps Styles having a little bit of fun, just toying with Karl Anderson right now. Tag made to Cesaro, and here comes Cesaro with a massive boot. Straight to the face of Karl Anderson. So far, some good teamwork on the part of AJ Styles and Cesaro. And now look at Cesaro with a deadlift, gut-wrench suplex. That's his trademark. I mean, Cesaro has many trademarks. The gut-wrench suplexes, the devastating European uppercuts. Karl Anderson, is he going to have an answer to this? Cesaro definitely is, without a doubt, one of the most talented, one of the most dangerous men in that ring. Can think of so many different ways to tear you apart. He can out-muscle you. But even then, he's not just a pure powerhouse. He's got speed as well. And, I mean, his equilibrium, he'll get you in that Cesaro swing. He'll spin you silly. And he'll be just fine. Not off balance in the slightest. And then, of course, you've got AJ Styles. AJ Styles, his track record speaks for itself. Right now, stomping a mud hole. And Karl Anderson giving him a little bit of payback from earlier on in this matchup. Then drives the elbow straight into the heart of Karl Anderson. Of course, AJ Styles would be the most familiar with the club in this matchup. Cesaro, wait a minute. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker from Karl Anderson. And just like that, the club start to take the advantage. It looked like Styles and Cesaro, they were rolling. But Anderson with that tilt-a-whirl backbreaker has turned this matchup completely in the favor of the club, and that massive boot might put an end to it. Gallows drags Styles away from the ropes, into the cover. 2, but no. Styles had enough Enough fight left in him to kick out, despite nearly having his head kicked off. And now Anderson. Anderson is toying with Styles a bit. Perhaps, again, turnabout's fair play. We saw Styles. Oh my God! Did you see the height? The massive... I mean, Gallows, he launched him about 10 feet into the air. I mean, AJ Styles just tossed around like a rag doll, like he weighs of paper. And now, Gallows just pummeling him with those elbows. Gonna throw him into the corner. And now, Luke Gallows with these vicious body shots. Oh my God, that uppercut. I mean, Styles nearly got knocked over the top rope with the force of that one. And now Gallows driving the knee into the face, just burying it into AJ Styles' face. And now Gallows could be looking to make another tag to Karl Anderson. No, he's not. Anderson almost backing off to give him some room as Luke Gallows rather drives AJ Styles into the corner, then down to the power slam, into the pin, but here comes Cesaro. Cesaro looking to make the save, and he does. The World Heavyweight Champion saw that AJ Styles was in trouble. These two men still dealing with a bit of fatigue from Payback. I mean, Styles, he said that he's not worn out tonight, but you cannot imagine that these two men are at 100%, whereas Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson, they are fresh as a daisy. As Luke Gallows got him with a pendulum backbreaker, he's taken down Cesaro, taken down Styles, and now another backbreaker, this time to Cesaro. Gallows is going to town right now, taking out Styles and the World Champion. And now Luke Gallows driving the elbows straight into the heart of the World Heavyweight Champion Cesaro, but here comes AJ Styles. Took him down with an arm drag. And now Styles with a forearm. Styles backs him into the corner, knife edge chop. Got him with another one. But Gallows quickly, with the counter, takes Cesaro off the ropes, and I think he caught Cesaro with a punch, might have caught Styles with a back elbow. But in one fluid motion, he took out both men. Just when it looked like Styles was starting to light a fire underneath this team, Gallows snuffs it out, and now double flapjack there from Gallows and Anderson. As right now the club are just having their way with this matchup. Styles and Cesaro are in a world of trouble. Here's a cover. And this time Gallows able to stop Cesaro, able to cut him off with a pass, but AJ Styles manages to kick out of his own accord. But for how much longer are they gonna be able to keep this up? Styles and Cesaro had a grueling match last night at Payback, less than 24 hours removed from it. Massive boot in the corner there from Karl Anderson. Styles is out on his feet. And here's Anderson with a German suplex, but Cesaro's right there. Cesaro, and this match is breaking down, folks. Gallows and Anderson constantly taking shots at the World Champion, and the World Champion is not backing down, but Karl Anderson got him with a boot this time. And it's just Gallows and Anderson dominating this matchup, and this is where that teamwork is going to come into play, those tag team fundamentals. Gallows and Anderson, they know how to work that ring in a tag team environment, and they are using those skills to perfection. There's no, wait a minute, he went for a European uppercut in the corner. Styles able to counter it, and now Hurricanrana. Down goes Karl Anderson. AJ Styles is looking to take a risk now, scaling to the top rope. Karl Anderson is in trouble. AJ Styles, oh my God! Styles with a spiral tap. And this could give him the opening. Styles hops over Anderson and makes a tag to Cesaro. And here comes the World Heavyweight Champion, the Swiss Superman, with a springboard leg drop to Karl Anderson, making sure that he stays down. Now he knocks Gallows off the ropes, a bit of payback from earlier. And the Swiss Superman now, he's like a ball of fire. He's got adrenaline to spare. That massive drop kick just floored Karl Anderson. He's out on his feet. Oh, and Cesaro's got him by the back of the head. Here comes Cesaro with a European uppercut. Gallows trying to get back in the ring, but the referee's not going to have any of it. And Cesaro, you can see, getting right in Gallows' face, just daring him to try something. And now, Anderson staggered with a European uppercut. Cesaro's looking to go springboard, and he got him with another devastating European uppercut. Hook of the leg on Anderson. 1, 2, but no, there's Luke Gallows to make the save. Now you can see Cesaro backing Gallows out of that ring, telling him, you want to fight? Wait your turn, I'll be at you next. As Cesaro turns his focus back to Karl Anderson. Got him with a European uppercut. And these are strikes that you want to avoid. You cannot afford to take if you're Cesaro's opponent in a matchup like this. Cesaro with a full head of steam behind that European uppercut. Karl Anderson stumbles to his feet. Oh, wait, now counter. I thought nobody was home. But Anderson managed to reverse. And now Cesaro. Cesaro's going to be taken to the top rope. Karl Anderson has got big plans in mind. He's got dangerous thoughts, but Cesaro able to counter, kick him off, and a diving clothesline. Cesaro will not be denied. Karl Anderson tried to stop him, tried to stop this freight train of momentum. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, what's he doing out here? I thought he wasn't in the building tonight. But that's Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is here in Phoenix, Arizona. I mean, we're in the middle of our main event right now, and AJ Styles has just hopped off the apron, and AJ Styles is going to get him some of Samoa Joe. He's completely abandoned Cesaro here. And now the world champion has got to fight the club 2-on-1. Oh my God. Well, you see how that turned out. Even just the minor distraction was enough. It gave Karl Anderson time to recover, countered into a DDT. And a rocket kick. Now you see Styles and Samoa Joe are going at it. Referee has thrown this matchup out. And now, oh my God, Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe lighting AJ Styles up at the strikes. They're up at the top of the ramp here. Meanwhile, Cesaro has been laid out by a Karl Anderson rocket kick. And he's just a sitting duck for the club. He doesn't have AJ Styles to back him up. AJ Styles is getting torn to shreds by Samoa Joe. And just look at these stiff jabs by Samoa Joe. And you cannot knock the striking ability of Samoa Joe. I mean, just look at these vicious shots, but somehow Styles is still on his feet. Not only that, but somehow AJ Styles is able to fight back with a phenomenal blitz. Down goes Samoa Joe. Meanwhile, in the ring, things are not looking so hot for Cesaro as he gets whipped into the corner. I don't know why these two are making tags. I mean, they're just making a fool out of the world champion right now. They've got him up there for the Magic Killer. And Cesaro gets planted. Now you see Samoa Joe got knocked to the floor. Styles diving off the stage with that axe handle. And now, oh my God, straight into that LED. Straight into that LED board. Oh, and now Samoa Joe able to counter it. Cesaro gets a taste of his own, or Styles rather, gets a taste of his own medicine. And Samoa Joe plants him on the concrete floor, but unlike at ringside, there is no padding out there. Now you can see, I mean, Cesaro's out. Gallows and Anderson are gloating in the ring like they've just won the match. I mean, they didn't, but they're the ones standing tall. And now, speaking of standing tall, Samoa Joe is about to put AJ Styles out of his misery right now. You gotta be kidding me. On the outside, you gotta be kidding me. Samoa Joe with like a modified muscle buster. I mean, Styles is out. Well, we're out of time, folks. Reminder that next week, Samoa Joe will be in action. Maybe we'll get our answers then. But until next time, keep on YouTubing.